Hi, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about surrender and what is it and how do you know you're surrendering or not surrendering? It is a question that comes from a lot of people all the time. Like, how do you know when you surrender and when you give up or when you push through too much or too little? Like when you start using the laws and you are starting to trust your intuition, your gut feeling, and all the signs that are coming to you, then there comes a time that you say, okay, I see all the signs, but sometimes it is very uncomfortable. I don't know the answer. Does it sometimes mean that I have to push harder or that I have to change directions or like in short, sometimes you just don't know what the messages mean. And how can you get in touch with the correct information that comes from your divine nature? And so that is something that you have to learn. It's not something that comes just without paying attention. Most people, 99% of people that walk around on this planet, they are programmed, they're asleep, they have no idea what's going on. They think they do, because that's the biggest, that is the biggest illusion, that you think you're in charge, but you are not. You're just asleep. You are programmed from a very young age, and the programs, they're just rolling out, and you are doing the same thing over and over again. It might have a different color, a different smell, a different taste, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to the same. And for some people, that is a very pleasant experience, and for other people, it isn't. It depends on how you're programmed. But once you wake up and once you understand that you're not your body, you're not your mind, and you are this divine being that has this earthly experience, now you have to start connecting with that divinity inside of you. And so a lot of us that are in that waking up process, they start getting anxious because they are seekers. They know there is something out there, but they just don't get there. And it gives like a certain amount of anxiety. And the anxiety comes from your soul trying to show you what it is that your purpose is, what your direction is in life, and your programs trying to avoid that path. So there is like two opposite forces pulling you. And it comes like your divine being says, this is the path. It's effortless. You don't have to do anything. Everything is going to show up in your life. And when you know the rules, when you know the rules of the game, and you know how the laws of the universe are working, you are just using those laws to set your sails, and you're just going to go wherever you want to go. And you can do anything you want in life. But then there's those programs, and the programs say, well, no way that you're going to go on for a year on a road trip, and you're going to just travel all over the world. That is a no. You can't do that. And so you want to be the person that is very responsible and that is like taking care of everything. So now there are two things pulling at you. The one, you want to be free, you want to go on a travel, and the other one says, no, you can't do that. And the anxiety comes when your soul's purpose is to go on that trip, and you're going to go and take all the limited beliefs that you accumulated all over your lifetime. Now you're going to get anxiety. And specifically when you are in the seeker category, that happens a lot. It happens a lot when you are not really congruent. Then you get that feeling of anxiety, and it can turn into depression when you feel like you don't get anywhere. So a lot of you guys on my channel send me messages. It's like, how do you know? Like, what is happening inside of me, like me, and how do you deal with that? Well, it's simple. I just went through a couple of weeks, very uncomfortable. I didn't know what was going on. And I was just like using all my own tools and getting in touch with those parts of me that were making noise, that came up. They were sitting in all parts of my body, and they were like showing me what was going on. But thank God, finally, after a lot of weeks, I know what to do, and it became clear. And so the way I do it is when I feel discomfort, I know something's going on. When my excitement is more towards anxiety, like I surrendered. I know life is going to unfold, but there are things unfolding that are coming from my programs, and there are things unfolding that are coming from my infinite being. So how do I know what it is? When there is anxiety with the unfolding, usually it comes from my ego. It comes from my programming. It comes from, you can't do XYZ because of ABC. And so that is usually what happens when my mind tries to outperform me, when my mind tries to tell me what I can and cannot do, when I'm in my head and not in my heart. That's when I know there is something going on. And is it easy? Nope. Do I understand how it works intellectually? I do, but it is still not so simple. I still have to sit quiet and surrender in every minute of the day. Sit and listen. So the real work is usually not to work, not to do anything. That doesn't mean that you're not going to do anything during the day, but it means that every time something comes up, stop. It's a trigger. Something's happening. Let me just breathe into it and feel, where is it coming from? And I ask my body all the time, what do you need? What do you need in this moment? What's going on? And I ask my divine self, guide me, show me the way. There is so much more out there than what we can grasp. Our minds will never, ever be capable of explaining to us what we need to do. Our mind is small and it's only a program. So we come here with a purpose. And when you do things that are not going to fulfill that purpose, you're going to feel unhappy. Unhappiness comes from inside. And then people try to fill that void, try to fill the void with things from outside. You know, there is only a void when you create the void. When you're one with who you really are, there is no void. You're just there. And I know it sounds simple, and a lot of people would tell you, well, again, I'm trying this for my whole life and it doesn't work. Stop trying. Surrender. There's nothing to try. There's nothing to do. Doesn't mean that you're going to get in there, but at least stop trying. Every time I start, like every time my mind tells me you have to go, get up and do, and I'm like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. We're not going to play that game. And then I just have to relax into it and allow it to unfold. I would love to know your stories. I would love to know, guys, how are you struggling with this? And if you struggle with it, how does it look like for you? Because you see, my story is not necessarily your story. And I know there will be people that will relate to it, but there will also be people that don't. Maybe your comments will help them to surrender. Surrender so that everything can unfold exactly the way that it is supposed to be. And I promise you, once you start practicing this surrendering in every single minute of the day, and you allow your infinite being to just take the lead, your life is going to be so blissful. And not only that, you are going to be congruent. Whatever your purpose is and whatever is unfolding for you is going to match. Because you see, my goal can be to make $1 million. But what if that is not what I'm supposed to do in this lifetime? What if that is not my goal? This is something that I made up because everybody else says you have to make $1 million. You're never going to be happy. That's why you see people online, they make it online, they make a lot of money. Then you start trying to do the same thing and it doesn't work because it's not who you are. You are so unique. There's nobody else on this planet that is the same like you. Nobody else has the same purpose as you. You need to find what you are, what your soul purpose is. And it is different for everybody. So first you surrender, you become conscious and aware. Then you will see what's going on outside of you. It's the reflection of what's going on inside of you. And you're going to feel more and more proof. It's a journey. And it's a beautiful one. If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe and share and comment. I would love to hear your stories. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Bye for now.